You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast, so if you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot, turn this off before you get butthurt and mad, start to cry, have to run to your safe space. All opinions are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any government agency. Welcome to MOTORCOP Chronicles podcast. As usual, your host, the ICEMAN. We have a guest in the clubhouse tonight, the Tomcat. Well, shit, I hope he keeps his claws in because he's not gets pissed off. How are you doing tonight, Tomcat?
Doing very well. How are you doing, Iceman?
Yes, do not use my real name. I know it's hard for you. I'm going to ask you a couple questions like I always ask everyone. I didn't warn them as usual, like I don't warn anybody.
I guess it's better that way, huh?
I don't want you to be able to think about it ahead of time. My first question is going to be, what is your favorite movie?
Of all time?
Yes.
Probably Dawn of the Dead, 2004.
Oh, he's a zombie person like we are. That's good. What is your favorite drink?
Crown Royal Vanilla and Diet Cherry Dr. Pepper.
Okay. To mix together?
Oh, yeah.
That's different. Are you a 10 mile an hour or a 15 mile an hour over guy?
10.
And what is your favorite place to eat?
I eat just about everything. So that's kind of hard to tell, but on a good day, I like the Mexican Tex-Mex places like that.
He's like an alley cat. He just eating out anything.
Wow.
And your favorite TV show?
I like Fear Thy Neighbor.
I ain't never heard of that TV show.
It's on Investigative Discovery.
Oh.
You have to catch up on, the modern times here.
Comedy or something like that. No.
Yours must be Top Gun, huh? Iceman?
No. My favorite TV show is Deputy.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that?
I've seen a couple episodes.
It's fucking awesome. You need to watch it.
Why do cops watch cop stuff? I mean...
No, it's about a cop, a deputy that becomes the sheriff, but he still got the deputy mentality. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like reverse with you, huh?
Yes. Not the sheriff. Never will be, because I'm not running for shit. I don't want that job. So, when did you start your law enforcement career? That's a long time ago. It's probably before Jesus.
No, it was about time Godzilla was a lizard, but late 80s. In fact, I went to the academy in 88.
Been doing it a long time. So you ought to have some pretty interesting stories to tell. I know you did, if I remember correctly, you went into Tried Motors for a very, very little short stint. I don't know, what was 45 seconds or something like that.
Not even that long. I had even put in the letter, and I was going the next day, and I was like, no way. Because the agency I was employed, all you had was a motorcycle. You didn't have a unit and a motorcycle. And when it rained, you rode. When it was cold, you rode, and when it was hot, you still rode. And my hat's off to you guys that do ride motorcycles for a living. That's a long time to be on a motorcycle. And people just don't see you, you know. And, well, you know where I'm coming from. You went down a few times.
Even when you're fat, they still don't see you.
That is true.
So tell me about one of your funny stories, because I know you got to have a lot of them, being from dinosaur area.
Well, I'll say funny, but this one was basically, it was funny, but it really wasn't funny. It was a Friday night. That's when both squads would work, because we worked 410s, and on Fridays everybody worked. So we got a call, and it was in a apartment complex, and the officers already arrived, and I was pulling up for, backup, because it was somebody called. There's a bunch of screaming and yelling and all this going on in the apartment above them. So the lead officer was going up the stairs, and that officer had a trainee, which was following right behind him. They got up about 6 or 7 stairs and noticed that all the windows were busted out of this particular bedroom in the apartment, and many blinds were hanging out. As soon as they reached that 6th or 7th step, all they heard was this blood-curdling scream, "Hey, y'all, I'm going to kill you." And they just ran back down the stairs, and we called for backup. And they had more units pouring in. Well, there was blood everywhere. The lead officer, I'm going to call him M, said, "Man, I just saw this guy. He's just covered in blood, screaming, hollering. And there's blood all up. You could see it." And I grabbed a shotgun out the unit, and I was just covering like the front of the apartment in case this guy came out, with a gun or something. And about that time, the cavalry showed up. So while I was watching the upstairs, it was the upstairs apartment, I think I already said that, but this was the window in the living room. And all of a sudden this loud crash came through the glass, and it turned out to be a long black pole, and it just kept coming. I thought it was a gun barrel at first, and I was about to,
Was that his dick?
No, because it was about 8 feet.
I'm just checking.
If you know something I don't. But so I didn't shoot the shotgun at the guy. And anyway, he pulled it back in, and the other side came out, and it was actually a coat rack, but the bottom of it where the legs was out, and he smashed all the windows. So when he went back in, and it got definitely quiet. I mean, you could hear a mouse farting a cotton ball. And that's when the lieutenant was standing out there, and he was talking to Officer M, and Officer M was on the SWAT team, but he was actually a hostage negotiator. Well, we didn't know who was in the apartment, what this guy was doing, or if somebody was in there hurt. So I'm standing there with the shotgun, and next thing you know, they walk up to me and they said, "Well, we can't wait for SWAT. We got to go in. We got to, in case somebody's hurt, yada, yada. And we're going to kick the door down. You got the shotgun. If this guy has something in his hand, you got to shoot him." And they all had on the little blue gloves, and, EMS is waiting in the parking lot. So I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." And we go up there and kick the door in, and it was great. The guy was passed out inside by the couch, but he did have a butcher knife in his hand, but he was out. So we cleared out the apartment. Come to find out, the guy's dad passed away like a day or two before. The doctor prescribed him some, what they call them things,
Antidepressants?
Yeah, that's it. Prescribed him some antidepressants, and he was visiting a couple that was actually leasing the apartment, and they were all doing cocaine and drinking, and I guess all this just flipped him out. And while all this is going on, they're driving through the apartment complex, the couple that's renting the complex, and they don't even stop and go, "Hey, we know what's going on," or what. But after we got him to the hospital and everything, he was all right. And I just think it's kind of funny, the fact that when you're on duty and you're out there, you know you may have to use deadly force, but you know when they point at you and we're going through the door, but you got to shoot him. It's kind of like after everything's over, you're like, wow, you know.
Glad you didn't have to shoot him, huh?
Yeah, because it would have been a mess because it double-aught buck and close range, so.
Yeah, there'd have been guts and shit everywhere.
Right, and
so the moral of your story is don't use cocaine and antidepressants at the same time.
And alcohol.
And alcohol. That makes you crazy.
It made him crazy, and like I said, he didn't have any record of any kind of criminal history or nothing like that. It's just one of them things, just divine intervention or something.
Well, me and Tomcat worked together for a short time. We were partners, unfortunately. Well, we should have been partners longer. Of course, we were shorthanded, and so we wasn't working together at the same time. But we got to work together for a little bit. Remember I think the old fella done committed suicide since then, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a second call I ever went in the department working with you. And that little man got this pistol whip shit beat out of him by his son.
Right, after he pointed the gun at his wife.
Yes, let's get it straight. The son just didn't pistol whip shit out of his old daddy. The dad was intoxicated, had a pistol, pointed the pistol at his wife's head. The son came in, saw it, and ended up taking the pistol away from the dad after dad pointed the pistol at the son, and son proceeded to whoop the shit out of him with the pistol. This man had cuts all over his face and shit like that.
Yeah, and I know you were in there doing the crime scene, et cetera, and all that. And I was out there while they were loading up the old man, in the ambulance to bring him to the hospital. And I think he had a come to Jesus meeting about that time because had to issue him the summons for the ag assault. And no, I deserve it. I think it sobered him up very quick.
Yeah, I mean, he ended the case. I don't talk about it because this one's closed. Like I said, unfortunately, the man did have some type of alcohol problem and ended up killing himself. But he ended up pleading guilty because I actually got subpoenaed to court on it, but he pled out. Well, I charged his son also after speaking to a captain. And unfortunately, Tommy was outside. The guy, I just explained to him. I said, "Look, man," I said, "we have to arrest you and book you. We have somebody come bond you out." Well, he proceeded to look at me and said, "Well, I'm not going to jail." Well, that's the wrong fucking answer. I said, "Yeah, you're going to jail, buddy." "Oh, no, I'm not." So, all right. So, I said, I'm getting old now, so my vision close up for reading isn't very well. I see fine at a distance. I just can't, read driver's license and shit like that. I need glasses. So I took my glasses off, put my tablet down on the bar area right there, and looked up at the guy. I said, it's going to go one or two ways. You're going to go the easy way or the hard way, but you're going to go to jail. I said, but just let me let you know right now. I said, I'm not your daddy. I said, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you before you go arrest you. You understand me, right? And he looked at me, thought about it for about 2 seconds, turned around and put his hands behind his back. So at least I didn't have to fight that just dumb kid. I say kid, I think he's in his mid to late 30s or something like that. But
yeah, I guess he realized he was going to go to jail either way, but he was going to make a pass by the emergency room.
Yeah, he was either going to go to jail not fucked up or fucked up. He preferred to not fucked up, which was happy with me too, since then I have less I had to write.
Right, and you got to realize he probably, that's the best way because I'm going to end up there anyway.
Yeah. So I can't remember that dude's name. The other call we had, first time I was working with you, it was around the 4th of July or something, and fuckers were popping and fireworks and that. This is crazy.
That ass clown there. Yep. I can't remember his name either, but I can see his face right now.
First call I get out there, next thing I know, he's calling the captain on me.
I think he called the sheriff.
No, he went and saw the sheriff like 2 days later. But that night while we were there, he called the captain, who was on vacation out of state at the time.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't happy with the captain. And all of this was all this was about this stupid motherfucker call because he had these kids shooting fireworks into a creek that he thought he owned by his house.
Right. And the creek was full of water, which he was afraid it was going to catch something on fire.
Full of water. Just one of them people that's a pain in the ass. Thinks they own the street, they own the ditch, they own the air around the ditch, and everything else.
Yeah, and they want you to, let them know that is true at the time, which is kind of ironic. But as that particular guy happened to be going through the courthouse, and the sheriff, the deputy chief called me in, and he was like, "Yeah, I got a complaint against you and
me,
the ICEMAN." And he ran it down. He was laughing the whole time, and the guy was, the ICEMAN don't know how to talk to people. He's an asshole. He's a prick, and da da da. And but I knew how to talk to people. I just learned how to ignore the bullshit, because that's basically what it was.
I think I was polite that night. I don't even think I wasn't full on Iceman mode on him.
No,
he was just a dumbass.
I just remember, I think I might have been off on vacation. You were working by yourself, and way down the river road, they had the domestic you had to go to by yourself.
Oh yeah, that's when I was getting ready to mace the whole entire family.
Right. Which was about 40 people at the time.
Yeah, well, I was by myself too on a domestic, no backup.
No, actually, I was on the other side. I was on the west side that night, and you were by yourself.
I was by myself, and I could on the whole area. Yeah. What close backup was an hour out, probably.
Yeah, something like that. If they could find you.
I couldn't find it.
Well, I know that's what I was getting at, because dispatch was telling you, it's where so and so lives, and you're like, I don't know so and so.
Well, the address she said, well, it's close to this address. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, the close address they were saying to was half a mile away.
Right.
It wasn't close to. And they said, I don't know. It's close to Uncle Willie's house. Well, I'm not local. I don't know who the fuck Uncle Willie is. That ain't helping me none. Yeah. You calling me saying this woman's getting choked to death in a tent in the woods that they're living in. And I show up. I got to walk back there because you'd need a pontoon boat with 4-wheel drive connected to it to get down this driveway, because I couldn't even get my Tahoe down at the time. And when I do get back there, it's me, the woman that just got choked. I think she had like 4 fucking dogs, and the dude's whole entire family. I don't know if it was different generations or all inbred to the same generation or not, but like 20 or 30 of them motherfuckers out there, including like the 6-year-old. So I'm thinking, if I gotta fight this son of a bitch because he's acting an ass, they all gonna jump in. So I pulled my spray out, and I'm like, I said, well, I'll just have to justify the reason I just sprayed this 6 or 7-year-old kid too, because I was just going to take the whole bunch of them out. Thank God it didn't come down to it. God decided to come peacefully again. I think it's that wrath face I have, that resting asshole face I have, just standing there. So he ended up doing I think he ended up doing like 6 months on that domestic violence shit too. So yeah, that was fun, especially when you back up. Like I said, only real backup would be like an hour away, because the backup that was close wasn't going to fucking help me out.
No, I don't think they could have found you if they tried, to be honest with you. They're telling you go down past Uncle Willie's and turn right by the dead armadillo in the road.
And the raccoon in the tree.
But that, you mentioned pepper spray. It just kind of reminded me of another funny story, because, like I said, back then, we'd work extra duty, and there was a bar downtown by LSU, and we were working the parking lot security, me and the officer. And at that time, they didn't even have pepper spray out. ASR hadn't even been out in law enforcement. But I had this long can of this OC spray that somebody gave me, which you're not supposed to carry.
That old bear spray that used to make it the bear deterrent.
Right, just the irritant to makes them cough and cry and all that stuff. So, you know, you're a rookie and you're gung ho. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna carry whatever I can. Well, I put that thing in my front pocket, and we were out there.
Probably looked like he had a big dick.
No, I was a decoy, but I had that thing in my front pocket, and these two girls, I guess they were college girls, got into it, and they were catfighting. And one of them landed on the ground, and I went down on the ground to hold her because she was the more aggressive one. And when I squatted down, and I don't know what it was, hit it, but it sprayed inside that pocket right towards the middle of my Fruit of the Looms. So there's not much left to imagination there. But as soon as we could code 4 and clear out the parking lot, and of course we didn't charge them, you know, I had to haul ass to the IHOP like the road runner and go in the bathroom and I guess I'm gonna say wash off my manhood because it was burning.
You maced your dick and your nuts.
Yeah, mostly my nuts, but excuse me.
I had some hot balls that night.
Yeah, I ended up throwing that in the bottom of the garbage can. Not to my nuts, but the OC spray in the bottom.
You're lucky it was old shit, not that new shit they got out there, the oil based and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've had some fucked up shit with mace, but I ain't ever maced my own nutsack before.
Yeah, well, like I said, it wasn't the OC pepper spray, but
I carry that freeze, the OCCS mixture.
Right, the freeze. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
This is just plain, basically tear gas in a spray canister.
If you spray a mean dog with that shit, don't. 'Cause let me tell you what, it just pisses the dog off more. He might back off for like 2 seconds. Then he comes back and really wants to bite you. And also, we always call them chicken frogs. You know the big old bullfrogs, ones you can eat the legs on? That's right, people. In Louisiana, we eat the frog legs. We eat the legs off the frogs, okay? Tastes like chicken.
Nothing in Louisiana safe.
You know which frogs I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about the bullfrogs in the swamps and stuff. Okay, yeah.
Freeze has no effect on bullfrogs. Dumb, so you can squirt it right in the face and it just looks at you. Don't do nothing.
So you've done some research on this.
Yes.
What else have you?
It's like when we got this shit as rookie cops, you wanted to spray every fucking thing to see what it worked on, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Don't work on dogs, pisses them off more. It don't work on frogs. It works really good though when the guy you're working with like runs in the bathroom and you squirt the shit in the top vents where his air conditioner is or right under their door handle.
It will kill a mole cricket. I know that much.
A mole cricket.
Yeah. A mole cricket.
That's one of them ugly looking crickets.
You need to Google it. It's really a gnarly looking little creature, but it will kill it.
I'm going to have to get updated back up on my Discovery Channel. No, my wife over here shaking her head like she knows what a mole cricket is, and she's always telling me I know too much shit about nothing that I don't even know about, but she knows what a fucking mole cricket is. Go figure.
Well, I'm not going to get in between you and your wife there because...
I never knew what they were called. I've seen them before. I just thought it was like a zombie-looking fucking cricket that was just really funky looking.
That's a new way to look at it.
Yeah, it's a zombie cricket.
Yeah. Shoot him in the head.
That's just,
I've tased a dog before.
You're a firearms instructor, but I'm not gonna be able to hit a little fucking cricket like that when else if I got like an Uzi or some shit.
Well, that's why we give you like shotgun.
No, you tased the dog. Poor dog.
Yeah. I had to go on a call where he tried to bite the neighbor on the lawnmower, and he come easing up on me, little German Shepherd, and I didn't,
Well, at least you didn't kill it.
No, the taser worked, and the dog took off. Everybody's like, "Why didn't you shoot him?" I said, "Well, I got a taser. What if I would have shot him? I would have said, why didn't you shoot? Why didn't you tase him?" So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, I don't like shoot downs. I totally necessary have to.
Right. if they're suffering or something to the effect where a lady hit a deer one night and it was, laying in the ditch and yawing and all that stuff.
The deer or the lady?
The deer. The lady was crying. She done hit Bambi, I guess.
Yeah, well, out in that area, that's lots of deer.
There's lots of critters.
Lots of deer. Last time, it's been a long time since I worked there. I think working a night shift, I was patrolling. I think I counted 4 armadillos, 3 raccoons, two skunks, and a fox, and that was all in about a 3 or 4 mile circle I made.
Didn't you have an owl one night fly at you?
No, I didn't
landed on your windshield or something?
No, that wasn't me. That must have been somebody else. I had the owl.
Or you were leaving out here going to work?
No, I was coming to work, and the owl hit my wind. No, it bounced off my windshield. The owl did. Yeah,
they got a wingspan, don't they?
Yes, I'm just glad he didn't come through the windshield. I've seen them come through windshields before. See, I've been having to deal with a lot of fishing people lately, running them off from that certain area.
They closed it down. They shut the gates. They were doing some construction up in there.
Yeah, just leave it locked all damn time. That's a pain in the ass.
Right.
That's what I did when I got caught out there, and I had to write these people their little trespassing summons.
Right.
I found out which one of them 911 people saw it on the camera, and I put their name in the report, so they got to fucking come to court too.
On their day off.
Exactly. So that's how, next time you got to do that, that's how you fix it. But I'm sure Tomcat misses me not being his partner, because I was a good type of partner. We come to work in the morning, we stop at the same location, get our coffee. But once we got to the substation, I cook bacon and eggs and toast and shit every morning for breakfast for both of us. Now you got nobody to cook him breakfast no more.
That is true. That is true. But every now and then I'll get a can of potted meat. I won't eat it, but I'll just
hold it to remember me by.
Yeah, in your honor.
I love potted meat and crackers. He's big on me. I ate potted meat one night for lunch, and he's like, "What the fuck you eat?" I'm like, "Potted meat." But people eat Vienna. Everyone's like, "Oh, I don't like potted meat, but I'm gonna eat Vienna sausage." You're just eating fucking potted meat on Viagra.
Well, yeah, that's true. But if you would have whipped out sardines on top of the potted meat, I think we would have had an issue.
I've eaten sardines before out there, though, too. Remember that?
Yeah, well, I wasn't there.
Well, I've eaten sardines before. They're delicious in the water. I don't like them in the mustard.
Yeah, well, out there in God's country, you probably had about 40 cats around you when you popped open that sardine can.
Tell you what, better than the coyotes.
Yep. Speaking of sardines, and you were speaking of funny stories earlier, the agency I worked for prior, we had 11 people on the shift, which 3 were supervisors. You always had in one group an ass clown that was a prankster. And this guy, he was one of a kind. He was so low-keyed and quiet and calm. You never know he was up to something. But he had a Slim Jim, and he'd get the roll. You had to go to roll call, not like us. We go 10-8 over there. Really.
I want to interrupt you. A Slim Jim he's talking about, not the kind that you open up and eat for civilians. Hey, listen, it's what we call a device we use to open locked car doors and stuff like that. Go ahead. They're going to think, what the hell's he got a Slim Jim for?
How do you open a car with a...
a meat stick.
Yeah, I guess you eat that after you open
it. Yeah.
But he would pop your trunk. I mean, he'd pop your car lock and then lift your hood and open a can of sardines and put it on your exhaust manifold. And like out here in Louisiana, June, July, August, it's hot, to say the least. So that would get really foul smelling. But this guy, like I said, he was a prankster, and there was another guy on the shift that he was kind of strange. You always have the strange one and the prankster, and he wasn't like real, how you say it, in the team. He was more like, anyway, he would, I'm going to call him D, would sneak out there just for a roll call and spray paint the guy's headlights black, on night shift. And I would never really want to piss him off because the the area I worked in, the precinct, the uniform patrol commander office was there. So, we rotated and was on day shift. And so OD, he didn't care too much for the uniform patrol captain. So he'd slip in the bathroom. There's this one stall, and the captain come in there every morning, get his coffee and grab his newspaper and go in there, and I could take a dump. So the captain would go in there and take a dump in the morning and read his newspaper and drink his coffee. So OD would sneak in there and just before he come on and coat the toilet seat with oil of wintergreen. So that happened about once or twice before he caught on. I guess his ass was so blistered it had to hurt. But like I said,
it smelled good then, though.
Yeah, but
like wintergreen spearmint.
Kind of like Skull.
Huh?
Oh. But the funniest one, and I laugh even every time I say it because, and I really thought of it just now, being MotorCop Chronicles. There was a officer I'm gonna call him P, but he was on motors, and P he had a cleft palate, he had the surgery, but he still had the opening in the roof of his mouth. But facially wise, you couldn't tell that he was a hair lip, and he pulled over this guy and wrote him a ticket. Well, the guy he pulled over was also a hair lip. So, and back then, this chief, he felt that if a citizen took the time out today to go all the way to the headquarters to complain on one of his officers, he's going to call that officer in, and they're going to settle this dispute in his office. To hell with IA, which is internal affairs. Okay, because I knew you was going to come in and elaborate on that. But anyway, so P goes walking in the chief's office, and the guy making the complaint points at him and goes, "That's him, that's the one there." And P looks at him and goes, "That's the one. What?" I mean, it's just, I just crack up every time just thinking about that.
He thought he was making fun of him.
He thought he was making fun of him.
They're making fun of each other.
Right. That's him, that's the one. That's the one what?
I guess he didn't get in trouble.
No. But I bet that was now that you mentioned it, that had to have been a awakening moment. I'd like to have been a fly on the wall to see the look on the chief's face and the complaining and as far as P goes too.
Well, we're gonna do my little rant real fast. Yeah.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
This morning, on my way to work, it didn't totally piss me off, but it's like, of course, as usual, 60 mile an hour in the fast lane.
I knew it. I knew it. I was about to say that.
60. Me and Tomcat live in the same area, but to travel back and forth to where we work at. So I go a little farther than he does, but he has to deal with the shit too.
I knew that was coming.
But this fucking it's just like this fucking Jeep Cherokee, older piece of shit looking car.
Let me guess, he had Texas plates.
No, he had Louisiana tag, but he had about 20 of those little fucking Louisiana State Trooper support boot stickers on the back of his windshield. Then he also had a "I back the blue" and "Blue Lives Matter" sticker. I'm like, look, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But if it matters so much, get the fuck out of my goddamn way. I mean, it wasn't just me. I'm like this is, 6 o'clock in the morning, people going to work and shit. Every fucking body's passing this motherfucker up. And when I go by, I look at him, of course, he's double fisted on the handlebars, the steering wheel, and looking straight ahead. And it's like, God, where these fucking people come from? Where did these people come from? It's like you haven't noticed, like, every single fucking person and the kid on the fucking hoverboard just passed you on the interstate. You need to get out the fast lane.
The dragonfly just passed you.
Yes, he had a dragonfly pass him. my granddaughter and her tricycle just fucking passed this motherfucker up. So somewhere for I was mad. It's just he had all these fucking stickers on there. It's like, goddamn, dude, just pay attention, get the fuck out the way a little bit. So
Yeah. You ever think those people may have like a GPS and it says stay in this lane, and they don't realize that they can switch a lane or two, just for the interstate split somewhere.
I don't know. Google. Let me tell you something, people. Google and Siri, they fuck up sometimes. Okay. We had the interstate shut down one time, not too long ago. And this lady comes by and we tell her how to get around, which way she needs to go, complete directions. All she has to do was go up straight, take a left, take another left, and she'd have been right back where she had been. It was a big block, but it's probably 30 miles or so, but it's not that difficult. It's not like you were in a city. We were on the north end of the parish. Well, a while later, here comes the same lady back again. She stops. We give her the same directions again. Well, the third time she comes back in about an hour. Look, lady, why do you keep coming back over here? Well, that's the way he keeps telling me to go. He who? Because we had some other people stationed, helping direct traffic. Like, he who? The Google guy. Look, the GPS? I said, he don't know what the fuck he's saying. You need to I told you 3 times which way to go. Obviously, he don't know what he's talking about. But instead of listening to the human being, she's going to keep following the Google voice man. And she's driving around she spent an hour driving around fucking circles listening to Google. It's like, I bet you if that was a big cliff right there, you'd just drive the fuck off of it, wouldn't you?
There you go. I'm doing your sound effects for you.
You do my sound effects. What's that? The black guy on Police Academy that used to do that shit.
Oh, he was good. He was funny.
From all you youngsters out there, you need to go watch Police Academy.
Oh, yeah. The original one. The first one. Watch the first one.
Yeah, well, a lot of these sequel stuff isn't as good,
That is true.
It's like how they tried to remake Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They just ruined it. Johnny Depp could not play fucking Willy Wonka. It was horrible. Horrible movie. The redo of it. The redos, but thank God I never tried to redo the Wizard of Oz and screw that shit up.
Yeah, but Dawn of the Dead redo was great. I have to put that in.
Well, I see you survived the zombie apocalypse, okay, right?
So far.
Yeah. Don't get bit.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't wore a mask one time. Not gonna lie, I hadn't put a fucking mask on one time. This whole entire deal here.
I have when I found out that there's 300 something cases just in one little area over there, which turns out to be the prison. But
it's not a prison.
Yeah, I didn't know that at first.
Don't go to prison. You'll be okay. So,
but you talking about the lady listening to the little voice, and how many wrecks? I almost said signal 20s, but how many wrecks you been on? The cars are all flipped, smoking, they're on fire. The fire trucks are there, and the road's completely blocked. And some jackass will just ease up there and roll the window down. And I can't get through. No.
Well, what happened?
And a helicopter crashed.
Shark attack. It's a shark. I've given people a shark attack excuse before. It's like it's a shark attack. Or you got 3 barricades out, 2 cops sitting out there. It's like, I can't turn here. No, you can't. Actually, I had a guy recently when we were shutting down. He pulled up. I'm not gonna say the name of the plane or nothing, but he pulls up and like tells us, "Well, I work for so and so." Okay, you want a lollipop for that shit or what? I mean, so. I work for somebody too. You don't see me, you're special. The only way I'm opening this barricade with somebody if it's President Trump. And I might not do that right now because I ain't got my stimulus check yet. Still waiting. Not gonna say no more.
Yeah.
I need to be stimulated.
But yep. Working the LSU football game one night, it was cold, and the area I worked was a handicap lot. It was called the pool lot, and we would have barricades. Because you said barricades, you have them flares with the nails in them at the bottom.
The ones you actually got to light,
right? And you stick them in the. Well, here come this drunk guy bebopping down the road, and we're standing there, 4 of us, and we're trying not to pay attention too much because, you know, they want to come up and
don't make eye contact.
All this, you know. And anyway, he grabs one of them flares off the barricade and sticks it under his jacket. And he's walking down the road. It's dark.
The one that was lit?
The one that was lit. And it was just glowing. And I was like, man, will we getting him out the ditch? 3rd-degree burns.
How long did it take him before he ignited? Those things burn hot, too.
Oh, yeah.
If people don't know, those things burn like super hot.
And the smoke, too.
Because it's like phosphorus or something that's in that stuff.
Yeah, phosphorus.
It's something, I don't know. It's fucking hot. It'll burn the fuck out of you. We're going to take a commercial break real quick. Y'all sit back and we'll be right back.
Stand by.
We interrupt this program for an important announcement. Ladies and gentlemen.
Are you standing by? A very important message is coming. Are you still standing by?
We interrupt for this breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
There's a podcast that happens on Saturday night that you need to know about. All right, can I get out of serious mode? Let's go to goofy. Okay. Make sure to listen to Louisiana Saturday Night. Robert and April are your hosts, and they talk a lot about current events. And occasionally they'll have a guest and include them on the conversation. It's raw, it's blunt, and explicit. Well, if there is one thing I know, and that is I like dirty. Anyway. It's for anyone who wants to have fun and not take life so seriously. And God knows we need that these days. Robert and April on Louisiana Saturday Night. Check them out at louisianasaturdaynight.podbean.com.
All right, we're back from break. Y'all go check Robert and April out. They're going to be on an upcoming episode here. They're coming to the clubhouse to record an episode with us. That'll be lots of fun. They want to get Bam involved in it. So we'll see what kind of good luck they have in that shit right there.
That's going to get real, huh?
I'm trying to get it real. She thought it was easy sitting behind this microphone at first, and she realized it wasn't quite as easy as she thought it was at first.
Oh, Bam, huh?
Oh, yeah, she realized it when she got her little thing. Look, I got a in the news story thing here going on. I don't know if you've even heard of this one. I kind of try to look up different shit. This is about a centuries-old law against cursing in public that's been repealed. This was in Virginia. In Virginia, letting an F-bomb fly in public could get you slapped with a $250 misdemeanor fine. I'd be fucking broke if I lived in Virginia. I'm gonna tell you that.
You'd be getting payday loans.
Yeah, it's been illegal in Virginia since 1792, when the fine was 83 cents. I think in 1792 that's probably a lot of money.
Yeah, probably $830 back then.
Recently, the legislators said to hell with the anti-swearing law and voted to repeal it. It's just waiting on the governor. Ralph Northam's signature.
To say fuck it, huh?
To say fuck it. We're going to say fuck it. If he signs the bill, they will be illegal to curse to their heart's content starting July 1st. They said that the law hasn't been seeming to stop many people from cursing in Virginia, though.
Probably not. I wonder if it's like, if you say, oh, you dumb fucker, you're a stupid ass bitch and all this. Is that one charge, or is there certain words?
I don't know. I mean, is it a charge for each cuss word?
Yeah.
It said in Arlington County in Northern Virginia, only 3 people have been charged with cursing in 2 years. I think that's just fucking a lot, just period.
Yeah, same newscast is going to say Iceman and Bam riding the Harley through Virginia, 500 counts of...
Yeah.
At one gas station.
The oceanfront area of Virginia Beach had no cursing signs on its boardwalks. Says you can even buy replica of the signs in gift shops to encourage courteous language in the family-friendly area. I got tongue-tied on that one.
Well, my defense would be, Your Honor, and with the COVID-19, I wasn't around nobody. So there's no victim.
Says one of the sponsors of the bill, he's a farmer, said when you're working with cows and a 14-pound animal that don't want you doing something to it stomps on your feet, every once in a while you might have to say a cuss word.
Define cuss word.
Fuck, shit, God damn it.
They list that?
No, I'm ad-libbing at this moment right now. They're saying it actually was violates your free speech. It's unconstitutional law that's been on the books forever over there.
That's why we can't charge people for public intimidation anymore.
Yes. The 2 Democrats and 5 Republicans voted against it, but they were outvoted, obviously. On Wednesday, state lawmakers up there also voted to repeal the law. Wait on this one. Repeal the law against fornication. So if you were fucking in Virginia and said fuck, you were breaking 2 laws at the same time. So it says,
you kidding?
No, I'm not. I'm looking at it right here. Defined as voluntary sexual intercourse by an unmarried person. So as long as you were married, you could fuck. But if you were unmarried in Virginia, it was against the law to fuck.
So I guess everybody in Virginia's got to get married to be legal to fuck.
No, they repealed it. Now everybody can fuck in Virginia. But they did vote to keep the ban on spitting on other people, saying that was just yucky. It's legal to curse. It's legal to fuck in Virginia. Just don't spit on nobody. But meanwhile, it's still illegal to curse in public in Mississippi. I did not know that.
Wait,
I was in Mississippi recently, and I'm pretty sure I said some fucking cuss words. And each cuss word costs you $100 or 30 days in jail.
So if you're in Virginia and you're fucking somebody and you say my name, bitch, and you spit on them.
Well, you just can't get in trouble for spitting.
That's it?
Yes.
So just don't spit on them.
Don't spit on them. And according to Georgia law, using obscene and vulgar or profane language is considered disorderly conduct in that state if you're in the presence of anyone under the age of 14. Yeah, I'd get in trouble for that one too.
Yeah, let me see your ID before I curse you out.
Yes. Come here, you little motherfucker. How old are you? You little bastard. So that's my in the news within a day, which that's pretty good. Plus, Virginia people, I don't think we have anybody listening in Virginia. Oh, do we? Okay, good deal. Well, I'm glad y'all can cuss and fuck now.
But don't spit on nobody while you're doing both.
Don't spit on them. Well, I've the point of girls like when they're doing that, they go and they spit on them dudes' dicks now when they sucking on them and stuff. It's just nasty. I don't know why they do it. They don't do it in Virginia. You get arrested. Don't spit on the dick. You got that?
Or anything for that matter.
Don't spit on anything. Virginia. Fuck it. Don't spit on it.
We actually have lawmakers that do this.
Well, that's some smart people right there. Oh, we got I got 13 downloads in Virginia. So whoever y'all are, hey,
you might not have any.
I am happy for you. I didn't talk bad about them. I'm just happy they can say fuck and fuck at the same time. As long as my listeners might not have been married. See, I might have just helped them out. Gave them some information now. Write us an email. Let me know if I helped you out. Love to hear from you.
Or set you up.
My Virginia listeners. That was just great. That was one of my better in the news.
I remember a bumper sticker said Virginia's for lovers.
Yes. I think I saw that. I think my mom actually had a T-shirt and everything like when I was little. I never did quite understand it. But obviously Virginia wasn't for lovers. It was a mistake because up until recently, you better not fuck if you weren't married in Virginia.
Or spit on somebody.
Well, you still can't spit on them. I think you are obsessed with spitting on people. What was your obsession on that?
It's just nasty. You know,
Well, you keep bringing it up about the spitting.
I'm referring to in the line of duty when you're making an arrest and some jackass spits on you. You just
No, I've never been spit on.
I have once.
We don't have those spitting masks like you saw in live PD. They stick them on people's faces and stuff. We just use Target bags.
No,
I'm just joking. We don't do that. We don't have a big suffocation, but they do make those spit shield things. But I've never had nobody. I've had them threaten to spit on me before, but they never actually did it. But I told them what was going to happen to them if they did do it.
Right.
We won't get into that discussion on here. But
Don't use Target bags. Use pepper spray. That way
yes,
they can't see the spit.
it's like Tabasco sauce for a spitter. But no spitting. Even when I worked in the prison system, I never got spit on or piss thrown on me or shit thrown on me.
No, I haven't had that either. So I'm
Thank God. Now, I've seen people shitting themselves and doing some nasty shit.
yeah. The fear shit. You know what that is?
Oh, they just shit themselves because they're scared?
Well, it's something that ain't shit yet. And when you, example, when a canine dog got on a guy, and it's like, I mean, I guess we're getting kind of gross here, but it's really some foul stuff. Then you got to put them in the unit to transport them. You just want to go by the car wash and hose them off, you know.
Yeah. They supposed to be putting some those new plastic insert seats on some of them new units coming in with the drain hole. That would be awesome.
You gonna have a drain hole?
Yes. You just like spray hose. It's like it's got the molded seats in it and everything.
Man, technology is awesome.
Technology. Back to the Future. Still waiting on the.
Sequel to that?
No, they had plenty of sequels on it. They just had that skateboard Marty McFly was on. He just like that hover skateboard thing.
That's coming. Probably next week. It'll be out.
Well, I'm too old to fucking ride it now. I'd fall down and break a hip or some shit.
I'd like to get that on film.
I'd like to see your old ass on it then.
You go first.
No. I'm not even gonna get on one of them little fucking hoverboard
No,
things.
you the Iceman. You go first.
I seen too many grown people bust their ass on them. They get going pretty good on the hoverboard. It's the dismount that's bad.
Yeah. It's not the fall, it's the sudden stop.
Yes, it's just like a motorcycle crash. They were going to find it. You just couldn't get off of it without killing yourself. And them kids just whip around you like it's nothing. So, well, I don't want to run this too long. We probably have to get the Tomcat back in the clubhouse with us for another episode of part 2, Deuce. Deuce was the number 2. That just sounds like just shitty right there altogether.
No, I thought you was fixing to tell me they even outlaw douches or something.
No. But I don't eat pickles because of that shit, though. You eat pickle?
On my cheeseburgers, I do.
You eat douche pickles. I don't eat nothing in vinegar because that's what they used to use back in the old days. Is vinegar and water for douches. You're eating douche. You're eating food soaked in douche. Nasty.
I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to go ahead and
Just
get it out.
Just
I got an older brother. We're 17 years older. He's older than me, 17 years older than me. And
he's still alive.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's old.
Yeah, I think he's got the record for the asshole. But long story short, Mom came up out in an old country town and strict Catholic. You know, they didn't believe in birth control, none of that. You know. So I said, Mom, why'd y'all wait so long to have me? She said, I didn't douche that night. I said, so I'm a douche baby.
I forgot the douche. You could have been like douched away.
I'm thinking you could have come up with something better than that. You know? You were an accident.
Yeah, you're an accident. I forgot to douche and jump up and down.
Forgot to douche afterwards. So.
God, thanks, Mom. This didn't need that visual.
Oh, I was loved.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you are a future motor cop, past motor cop, want to be motor cop, first responder, wants to tell some stories, hit us up on our Facebook, MotorCop Chronicles, or email us at motorcopchronicles@gmail.com. So give us a 5-star review, write us a review, and let us know what you think. Hit us up. We haven't got any emails from any guests or nothing yet. And always remember, smile, because the Iceman could be behind you.
I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are